I do, but I'll do it midstream. It's fine.
Yo, we are live.
Midstream.
Midstream, you
Yo.
get it?
No pun intended.
None
No
at all.
pun
What up? What
intended.
up? What up?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
Trickling.
We're still
What's
waiting
up?
for our boy Dave.
It's your boy.
It's
Dave.
your boy,
boys.
Dave.
Oh, there he is. Ooh, very
Yo.
Oh man,
Hey.
Hold on, I still have to put the PDF
JT,
together for the
Mark.
winners.
I'm gonna rearrange this like that.
yo,
There you go. Surrounded by the beanies.
Tim.
oh man,
Oh hi, oh hi, oh hi.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
All
What
right.
up?
Shimmy. Let's see here. Ooh, we're in for what's up, Lisa? John, how's it going?
Hey.
In for some spooky treats tonight. Happy Halloween!
Happy
Halloween.
Halloween.
Ooh, I hope everyone's ready. It's Mac B form. Happy Halloween. I hope everyone's had a fun and safe Halloween so far. Thank you all for joining us. As the least yellow bean. I know, right? Treasure Dad.
I didn't get the memo, but I've got this roll of duct tape.
Hey.
Hey.
Fits right in.
Yeah, there you
works
go. Yellow duct tape.
No,
We'll
it's
see how long it
Yeah.
stays on.
Jorge sus. I'm gonna call emergency meeting.
meeting. At least I'm not red
Thanks,
bean
Lisa.
for it.
Yeah, close enough. It's close enough, Lisa. Thank you.
I mean,
We tried.
Father Raj has got the color right.
Costume
Yeah.
on a budget.
Jorge couldn't even do that tonight.
Wait.
All right. That's as long as it's gonna stay.
Oh, nice. Yeah, drop those yellow beanie emotes.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Hey.
Gary. What's up, Gary? They see me rolling.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
Oh, man.
Happy Halloween.
Funny story. I lost my yellow beanie.
Oh no!
Oh, is that why you don't have the yellow beanie?
Yeah. I seriously lost it.
Send out a search party.
Wait a
Yeah.
second.
Something, I don't know. Funny business going on here. I have no idea where. Well, actually, I had no idea where it was.
But do you
I
have
found
an
it.
idea now? Oh,
But it was
so
gone
it's not
for,
lost.
like- It's not lost forever. Not lost anymore, but it was for a little bit. Drew, Priscilla, hello. Should we get started?
Yeah, I guess so.
Since we have our man Juan back.
Hey,
Yeah.
full squad on stream.
Yeah.
Let's get
Hey.
it.
What's
Hey.
up?
Everyone's seen Juan. Dang, it's hella dark in Av's room. I just know.
I know. We were just saying right before we got started, if anything shows up behind Av, don't tell him. Just
Don't
leave
tell
it. Just
Don't
leave it
tell
alone.
Should I turn?
Where's the yellow beanie? That's weird. That's my brother. He called me Jorge.
Should I set
He doesn't
this-
call me Jorge.
Should I set the spooky mood too?
Ooh.
It's all
Dave,
getting
you're
a
like
little
too
too
dark
spooky.
You know? Oh, actually, never mind. I don't want to scare you, Priscilla. I was gonna say something that might be scary, but I don't want to scare you. So never mind.
Is this scary?
Thanks.
The close
I know.
ups.
Am I too?
We
too
need
lit?
the unflattering light, like the flashlight, the
One.
campfire stories, like the.
There, I lowered my lights a little bit. How's that?
If it gets too spooky, I'm out of here.
Hey, heard that?
The guy in the
Cheers to
darkest
that,
room.
my guy.
I'm
I'm
out
in
of
the
here.
darkest room, though.
Just
All right,
kidding.
I think we're ready to start.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Should we have
Alright.
marked tonight's stream for mature audiences?
Oh yeah. I'll let you. You want to do the disclaimer one?
Oh, you can do it after.
Okay.
Hope they don't-
What's up, everyone, and thanks for listening to the Average Nerd live stream. It's
Hey.
your boys, the Average Nerds. We're just a bunch of average guys talking about nerdy things. I'll be your host for the day, Juan. That's right, I am back.
Hey.
Joining us as usual, we have,
back.
joining us as usual, we have the guapo ghoul himself, Jorge.
I don't want to grow up.
The Afterlife's finest, Jay.
That's right.
Our resident ghost busting master, Dave. And the last guy you expected to be in the be the killer, but then towards the end of the movie, they make it hella seem like it's him, only to have the actual killer reveal themselves, and then you're like, oh, but then the killer then kills him as a shocking twist. It's Av.
Damn.
He
Yeah.
was air pumping for so long.
I know he was just sitting so hyped.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
And today we are joined by our very special guest. He's been a friend of the podcast, friend of the stream a bunch of times. It's our supernatural savant himself, Father Raj.
What's up, fam? Nerds, good to see you guys.
Awesome. So, Jorge, go ahead and give him that disclaimer that you were talking about.
Okay, so yeah, disclaimer. I haven't prepped anything official, but I just want to warn everyone. We will get into some... Actually, I don't want to say we will. There's a chance we might get into some very serious topics here that could be very spooky for... I don't know if any of you have kids with you or anything like that, so just be forewarned that we could tap into some things that... I mean, it's going to freak me out as an adult, so just a heads up.
Basically, Jorge's saying is that when he was cutting my hair and I was sharing some of these stories, he got really scared, and he wants everybody to know that.
Did your hair turn out okay though, Father?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He's all I can't.
Awesome. So today we will be talking about Happy Halloween. So we'll be talking about some spooky things today. Father Raj, who is, if you haven't guessed, a priest of the Catholic Church, we'll be talking
Not a
little
costume. This is not a costume.
That's legit.
He will be talking about exorcisms and exorcisms within the Catholic Church and things like that. But before we get into that, like we like to do with every podcast and every stream, we like to do our GTK of the day, our getting to know you question. Today's GTK of the day was, what was your favorite Halloween costume you've ever dressed up as, and what is your favorite Halloween candy? As our guest, Father Raj, would you like to go first?
Oh, okay. Some honorable mentions the last couple of years. So I was Chewbacca last year, downtown Sacramento. So you saw me in downtown Sac. I was Chewbacca, and then I shout out to my Halloween crew that I normally go with, but not this year, sadly. The year before that, I was Professor Oak, so Pokemon. But I think I have to go back to a decade or so when it was funny, we were talking about Dante Bosco last night, but I was Rufio when
I remember that.
yeah. So totally got the costume made at Eco Thrift in Vallejo.
Hey, my dad's favorite store goes there daily.
Dude, that's the best store. It's the greatest store. But yeah, that was a fun Halloween costume particularly.
And then favorite candy?
Oh, favorite candy. If you listen to our grocery store episode on the Famine Fed podcast, I'm a big fan of Reese's Sticks. Right,
those are good.
Yeah.
Those got the wafer in them, right?
Yeah, so they're like a Kit Kat,
yeah.
but more wafery than a Kit Kat, not as dense, and it's got peanut butter and all that stuff. That's my favorite.
Nice. All right, Jorge, how about you?
Favorite costume I've ever dressed up as has to be the blue. Well, for 2 different years, the Blue Ranger and the Black Ranger. When I was a kid, I love those costumes. I think there's actually pictures that my parents still have of me where I'm in like a pose and everything. And the gloves had this sound that if you pressed it, it sounded like you're doing a punch.
I remember those gloves.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So hands down, probably my favorite. And
I
then
I had plastic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had the basic one. They were just white gloves. You just draw on it, and it's there you go. That's good enough.
I was
The one thing I didn't like-
costume had gloves. Mine was just a sleeve. That
it just stops here. The one thing I didn't like about those costumes was how funny the shoe coverings always felt, because it felt like bell bottoms when it was supposed to be the shoe of a costume. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it just kind of
I
flared
think
out.
so.
Yeah, but anyway, and then favorite candy is Sour Patch Kids.
fun. All right, Jay, how about you?
Easiest costume, I think my favorite that I did was Waldo,
Hey,
because I went to a couple Halloween parties that year and I was just determined to show up in literally every picture. Everyone that's holding up a camera, I'm like, I gotta run behind this, hold on. And just trying to sneak into everyone's photo because, it's Waldo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then favorite candy isn't even my favorite candy, but for some reason around Halloween, I love like the little tiny snack size square Snickers. Don't even really like Snickers that much, but for some reason on Halloween, if I see a bowl of candy, I'm grabbing that Snickers. I don't know why.
But if you have like an actual like king size one, it's like
Not feeling it.
You
Not
need
even
that-
feeling it.
you need
But
that kid size one.
yeah, it's got to be the little bite size, yo.
Yeah.
But that's the go-to.
All right, Dave. What about you?
Ah, man. So my favorite costume, I would say, is so my friends and I don't know if Chris is in the chat. Have you met Chris? But a bunch of us went to New York one time, and we were like, hey, what can we dress up as in New York as like a group costume? First, like someone threw out Ninja Turtles, but then I was like, no, that's a little bit too cliche. Why don't we just do like the Ninja Turtle villains and stuff? So that was like super fun. Because then I was dressed up as Krang, Chris dressed up as Shredder, and then our other friends Andre and his brother Eljon dressed up as like Bebop and Rocksteady, and our other friend Charles dressed up as a foot soldier. So
You
then
guys had
we're
the whole
just, like,
squad.
yeah, we just
Nice.
ran them up like we were in the sewer, like in the sewers, in the subway, like dressed up.
You
in our
guys were in the
costumes.
Actually climbed into the
They
New
were
York
actually trying to
sewers.
find the Ninja Turtles.
Dave's Krang costume though. We'll post it on the Instagram. It was
Legit.
legit.
It's
Like,
phenomenal. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Dave's costumes are always legit from all the
Aw.
ones that I've seen.
No, they're all right. But yeah, it was just funny because like Chris was like dressed up as Shredder, and then like we had a few adult beverages and everything, and he was just kind of like really loud, as sometimes he usually is. and then like it's just funny just because like Bebop and Rocksteady were just amping him up and everything. Is hilarious. It was a hilarious time in New York.
Priscilla's asking, do you get to eat pizza if you're the villain since you're not a turtle?
Oh, we ate turtle soup that night. Actually, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
wow. Wow. Getting a little creepy there.
Wow.
So here's some
Getting
pizza. I
excited.
made pizza for dinner, so
There you go. Somebody's getting pizza. Ooh, the ASMR.
Right.
Hello.
That's a nice
Hey,
crunch right
hey.
there.
Spontaneous mukbang right here.
All right,
Right.
Dave. What's your favorite candy?
Oh,
Crunchy.
favorite candy? Reese's peanut butter cups.
Mm. All right, Av. Let's go to you.
You know what? I don't know. I was gonna make a joke, but I don't dress up for Halloween. I think the last time I dressed up was like in high school, and I was a clown or something. So I don't really have like a favorite. I'm just gonna my favorite Halloween costumes for my kids. For Ava when she was a bumblebee, that means a lot to us. So bumblebees stand out, hence Beehive Collectibles. And for Noah, I really liked it when he dressed as the Heath Ledger Joker. It was pretty legit. He all had long hair, and it was, we had to spray paint it green, and it was pretty legit. I think it was like in, I think the 5th or 6th grade. Forgot when that movie came out, but yeah, he was younger, and that back then, that's when it was when the movie first came out. So not everybody dressed as him, like the Office episode where 3 of them dressed as the same Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was probably the only kid as Heath Ledger. So those 2 costumes stand out for me, for the kids. Favorite candy. This is gonna be. We talked about this in other group chats, right? Favorite Halloween candy.
Oh, man.
Oh God, no!
No.
Please wait, stop, hold on.
Candy corn.
All right, I'm out of here.
Hey man, it's good.
I can
Jeez.
I can appreciate candy corn. I don't know about favorite though.
Well, it's not my favorite candy, but we're talking about Halloween candy. I only eat this during Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
my favorite overall candy is Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, but I can get that every day. This
That's
I
not
only
right.
eat.
Those should never appear ever.
Pro
Oh,
tip,
man.
pro tip, Av, for somebody who used to work retail,
Yeah.
go to Walgreens tomorrow. They'll be like 90% off. So
Okay,
just
Stock up.
yeah, just stock up.
Stock up.
75% maybe.
Huh,
Stock up
pumpkin
on that candy corn tomorrow.
Let's go.
Wait, there was a turkey flavored candy corn.
Wait a
Someone
second.
asked me, does
Whoa.
anyone eat the turkey flavored candy corn?
Is it candy corn if it's not corn?
Was
It's
like a
candy turkey.
layer turkey and the other one cranberry and mashed potatoes or something. Is that what it
That's
is?
crazy.
I don't know.
If I throw up tonight, it's not because of this soju. It's because of stuff like that.
I've had the turkey and gravy ice cream from Salt and Straw. That was really good. Like they
Yeah,
candy
that's
the skin, but that's
Yeah.
all I've ever had.
But yeah, no, this is the regular candy corn, so I don't get too crazy. There's no turkey or gravy in this.
You don't have to get philosophical here.
All right, for me, I think as far as favorite costume, there was one year me and Lisa, if anyone has ever watched the TV show Recess, we went as TJ Detweiler and Ashley Spinelli. Her costume was really legit, but if you just saw me without her, it just looked like I was wearing a white shirt with like a green jacket and a red hat.
Standard.
Together, it looked pretty dope. And then this year we're Jorge for Halloween, so this is a pretty good one too.
We get costume.
Like both of you are Jorge?
Oh no, the four of us. The average nerd. This year, me and Lisa were actually Pizza Planet delivery guys earlier. Because our son Ben, let me see if I could share this.
Lisa, I'm also wearing a yellow bean.
Nice.
Ooh,
Whoa.
I don't know if you can see it. Buzz Lightyear.
Cute.
And then our dog Chance was Woody.
Look at the dynamic duo.
I know, look at him crying. He hated this picture.
Whoa! Inception.
And then we went to the Matrix for 2 seconds.
Nice. And then favorite candy, back in the day was always Twix. That's like the classic. But recently, I really like 100 Grands. Those are pretty good.
Those are great. Mm-hmm.
Crispy.
Name a
Awesome.
Name a better duo. I'll wait.
Nice. Oh, we're talking about Ben and Chance. I
Yeah.
was like the 100
What's
Grands. I know
up,
there's
back in
two
the
of
girl
them.
time? Back in Howlett. Hello. Good evening.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for answering the GTK of the day. If anyone else wants to answer the GTK of the day and tell us what your favorite costume was or what your favorite candy is, definitely put that in the chat. We'd love to hear about them. But let's go ahead and get into this spoopy conversation.
Real quick, before we kick that off one, I just want to remind everyone that we had our photo challenge in collaboration with Mark. Hey, Mr. Rosario. And we have 7 finalists. And we will be picking winners. Is that how it's going to go? At the end, we're going to pick the top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So just, you might want to stick around for that. We'll be announcing those winners.
We also will be having special giveaways throughout the stream as well. So tune in.
You want to start one now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
I have one.
Do it now.
So I have right now this Hot Topic exclusive Batman murder machine.
So cool.
They're laughing because I have like 6 of them. Because I was chase hunting. But whatever. You get it for free. And then along with that, let's go ahead and give away this Ironheart, which is a Pop in the Box exclusive, which is pretty cool as well. So it's a superhero giveaway. Go ahead and Jorge, tell them what to enter in the chat to enter.
Yeah, so there's going to be 5 minutes on the clock. All you have to do is enter once, and you're going to hit, once I launch the giveaway, you're going to hit exclamation point murder. Murder. Murder.
That's dark.
0 to 100 there.
Jeez.
And murder machine.
We went from Pokemon to murder in 48 hours.
I know, right?
All right. So that giveaway is going, and I see.
Good luck,
there we go.
guys.
Awesome. Good luck, everyone.
Hello, Rad Cuban Gamer, and who is it? And Ian. I think I saw Ian too.
Yeah.
Shadow Turtle.
Awesome. Cool. So, what we were talking about today, while that's going on, is we will be talking about exorcisms. So, Father Raj, as a Catholic priest, you have some experience with exorcisms. Can you tell us a little bit about just exorcisms in general and why they are performed?
Yeah. First off, when I tell folks about exorcisms, it's kind of a general term. It's taken on a specific term for lots of folks because that's like the highest kind of like because of pop culture and movies and all that stuff. So in fact, actually, I don't know if you Juan and Lisa, I don't know if you know this, but in a few weeks I'm going to be performing an exorcism on Ben.
Excuse me.
Your baby.
Hello.
Yeah, he's getting baptized.
Yeah, so I'm baptizing Ben for Juan and Lisa, and Lisa says, "Excuse me." But part of the ritual is an exorcism. It's what's considered a minor exorcism, right? But yeah, it's this basically exorcism just basically means some ritual or some act that is calling upon the breaking of a bond or the freeing from any kind of spiritual oppression or something that's bothering somebody on a supernatural level. And so, in general, we can call this deliverance ministry. You may have heard that term or whatever. But like, yeah, for baptisms, we call upon it. We pray over the child and say, okay, free them from any bond of any evil spirit, as we prepare for baptism. So that's kind of minor. Now, major exorcisms are like a specific ritual in the church that are often recreated for the small or large screens in movies and whatnot. And those things are they're called major exorcisms because it's to the level or degree of whoa
Spirits already. Hello.
It's already spooky.
Spoopy.
I didn't do that.
You might need to get that exorcism a little sooner.
Wait, did I bless your apartment? No, I didn't. Who did that?
Ben did that. I think Ben did that.
I did come and bless your apartment, didn't I? I don't remember.
Yeah, you did.
I did. That's right. And Chance was out in the back.
So it begins.
Anyway, but yeah, so major exorcisms are for like if somebody is like authentically possessed by a demon or to the highest degree the devil. But like those rarely happen, right? Like I think one of the other questions is, who's qualified to do exorcisms, or what am I myself allowed to do? I was talking to Jorge about this. So like I do minor exorcism all the time. I do them for baptisms, right? And I, even in certain cases when there's nothing to the degree of somebody being fully possessed, where like if to other levels of, okay, they're being bothered or they're being something's going on in their house, I can do these other smaller prayers, which are called minor exorcisms. Again, which is just basically calling upon God to make things better. Yes, whenever you attend a baptism, you are witnessing an exorcism.
Whoa.
Yep. Tim.
That's wild.
There you go. Exorcism, the word itself just literally means out, and orkus from the Greek is a bond or an oath. So like you may see in exorcism movies when they're like, I break this bond, or in the name of Jesus, I destroy this promise or whatever. So exorcism literally means to pull out of a bond or to break a bond.
So you talked a little bit about Hollywood movies and how they like to make it a lot more scary than it may actually be. Like how can you say, or would you say there's any type of accuracy in like the Exorcism movies, or what was the other one that came out, the most recent one, Exorcism of like Emily
Rose came out. That was like a few years ago, and then there was The Rite with Anthony Hopkins. So there's lots, and then you can even get into things like, I haven't seen it, but what's that one? The one with the doll.
Annabelle.
Annabelle, right? So there's priests in that and all that stuff too. I guess first what I would say, Juan, is like I don't want to come off as saying like, "Ooh, exorcisms aren't scary." Like they're really scary. Like, major exorcisms are scary. Like I don't want to say like, "Oh yeah, anybody can." And I don't mean to joke like, that okay, yeah, they're difference in degrees, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think you can tell me, but I don't think when I show up to baptize men, there's not going to be like any kind of crazy things going on, right? Like, yeah, so that's on the very low end of things. But I've experienced lots of crazy stuff. I guess I'll speak to the first question about movies and whatnot and how can they go crazy. I mean, I think like the Exorcist movie and all its subsequent sequels, I think are pretty bad representations of how it all goes down. Just because, like, projectile vomit and all those kind of things. Although stuff, if you read books or the stories of exorcists, like, yeah, crazy things do happen and occur, but like you're not going to get some rookie priest who doesn't know what he's doing and who's actually a doubter to go into the situation and like think he can fix things, right? Like, so if you remember in the Exorcist movie, the guy Karas, I think, the guy who goes in, he's not even sure, like, and then he starts, I think, I'm getting all mixed up, but I think he like ends up beating up the girl like at the end to try and get the demon to come out. Like, that stuff's not happening, right? Like, but like a movie like The Exorcism of Emily Rose or The Rite, I think those are good examples, better examples in pop culture, because Exorcism of Emily Rose, that comes from a story of actually a German girl, a woman who sadly had a lot of diagnosed psychological issues, right? And so the church will always, we work with signs. Like, I always tell people, like, if they're coming in, I want to like address the issues first. Is there stuff that's going on? Maybe we want to make sure people seek the appropriate medical help that they need, right? Mental health is a big thing, and we want to make sure that we protect that, right? I'm not just going to go in and be like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, what you're experiencing is totally, it's because you did this or because your friend said this. We want to work with medical professionals when we do, and so every diocese does. They have a team that looks. So diocese is like the region of churches, Catholic churches, and they work with medical professionals to see, how we can best help this person. Now, if it does get to a point where it's like, it's crazy, where like an exorcism is necessary, then yeah, you can see some of these things occur, right? Like physical manifestations, things that shouldn't be able to happen. This what was that?
Is there accuracy to like the voices?
Yeah, so that's one of the things from both the case of the Exorcism of Emily Rose, or if you read books like Father Gabriel Amorth's An Exorcist Tells His Story. The fact that if somebody can manifest multiple voices at once, where like they've never shown that ability, right? Like, they kind of do this in The Exorcist, but they also do it in Exorcism of Emily Rose, where either voices are talking on top of one another. Where like that shouldn't be medically possible, or
unless
like
you're Bismarcky.
Well, yes. Or like distinct voices of like people speaking, like and then for like a child or somebody who's never heard those voices or speaking in different languages. Yeah, some of that stuff has been shown to manifest itself in different folks.
When we were talking about this, Father Raj, you mentioned like actual physical harm, like scratches, marks showing up on people's bodies, and that actually being a sign of some sort of like bond, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I think the case that I explained to you was one where like the person had no pets, no nothing, and their loved ones were watching over them, and they had no access to like tools that would make this, and on their body it was manifesting like claw marks that were distinct claw marks in sets of 3 around their body that would like appear and then heal more quickly than they should have healed, and then appear randomly again, right? And in places where the child themselves couldn't reach, or the person themselves couldn't reach. And so, so that's that's one of those things, right? And other thing, right? Other like physical manifestations. So I talked about like oppression, or the church will use another term called molestation, which just means like bothering, right? In Spanish, for any Spanish speakers out there, molestare means to bother, right? So that's a lower degree. That's not full possession of somebody. But that could be like, I don't mean to joke, but that could be like somebody stealing your beanie, Jorge.
Right? Oh no.
No, I mean,
It's about to get real.
But like, no, seriously, like things that happen in the house, and yeah, there's a lot. Oftentimes, there's lots of explanations for why your house creaks, or why And again, we're going to defer to science and real answers first. But honestly, no joke. And Juan's heard some of these stories from ministry, like there's some things that are not inexplicable, right? And and so yeah.
I have another. Oh, did you have
Oh,
a question?
before we go into the next question,
We should
I
get
think
to
it's
our
time
giveaway.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Lighten the mood a little bit.
We're just gonna go on a roll.
You just have to bring up all the
Super
house noises, and I'm just
spooky
like,
and-
It's gonna get more spooky because I have more situations that I want to run by you guys.
Sure.
But let's choose.
I'm already
choose
halfway
a
through
winner.
this bottle.
Okay.
This is a problem.
Again, you are going to be winning.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Murder.
Wait, I don't know.
Exercise me up. She put
Let's get some
exercise
bees
me
in the
up.
chat. Anyone who has the beehive emote, let's get some bees in the chat.
Yeah. So again, you'll
And
be
hi,
winning
everyone,
the
by the way,
Murder
who jumped
Machine
in.
Batman and the Pop in a Box Ironheart.
Exercise me up.
Some push up.
I've never seen Ab get so excited about a hashtag. Hold on.
All right, and our winner is JP.
JP.
Oh,
Prize for choosing. Awesome. JP, I'll just go drive it over to you.
Congrats.
JP is our DM for our D&D sessions.
Yes.
Sweet.
Okay, so going back to.
Oh, do you want me to answer one second question? I think it was about or what I'm allowed to do, right? So every diocese, just to clarify that, like
Yo,
every
real quick though,
diocese
Boston,
has.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, nice sub.
Boston, what's up?
Yo.
Oh my god, no, thank you.
Every diocese has like an exorcist, and the bishop is the primary exorcist of a diocese. So that's a region. So like, not every priest can do major exorcisms. Like, I can't do a major exorcism. I can't make a decision to go out there and exorcise you up, Priscilla. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Okay. Okay. But I can do the minor exorcism stuff. I have as a priest, I can do more stupid.
Wait. Sorry.
Oh, really? Uh-oh.
Wait,
Some bad
everyone's
internet
saying it happened
connection.
to them.
Oh, man.
Sorry, that was
It's
scary.
good.
Wait. Apparently,
Wait,
Turn on all the
everyone.
lights. Ruben. Turn on all the
it was not planned. That was not planned.
I think it was
Oh,
all of us.
I think it was just we all just yelled into the mic. Let's just
it's streamed
like
out.
Father Rasha. Let's just use science here.
Science,
We all
science.
just yelled into the mic at one time, and the internet couldn't take it. That's all.
Wait, Jimmy said, "What does it mean if it didn't happen to me?"
That's the really haunted one.
And you're the chosen one.
Jimmy's the one.
You're the chosen one.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Father
Oh,
Raj, I
man.
interrupted. Go.
No, you're good. So I did just to clarify, like every priest can do the minor exorcisms, but not every priest has the authority to do like full-on possession exorcisms.
Cool. Because I know, I remember going to a talk, this was years ago though,
Yeah.
where they said there was only like 2 actual exorcists within the entire, was it California or United States, who were like actually licensed, or not like, I don't know if licensed is the word, but able to actually
Authorized.
do their exorcism. Is that still the case?
No, I mean, so there are ones who train, right, specifically in like in a particular school of ministry, but every diocese is supposed to have their principal exorcist who should be trained, and so like in California there are a few. Actually, Father Gary Thomas, who is in San Jose, he is the exorcist for San Jose, and he's the priest who the movie The Rite was based on. Right, so he's local. He's nearby. He's given lots of talks in the area, but of his experience. So he talks about, and this will go back to kind of the Exorcist thing, the movie, but also in other. It's really clear in the movie The Rite. Like sometimes exorcists ask folks to come and join them and like pray with them, right? Just to be like a pillar of prayer for that moment. And so, yeah, you gotta, Av, I'm gonna ask you next time I go.
I'm
Okay,
busy.
I did the thing where I looked away. Don't look at the teacher. Don't look at the teacher. Don't pick
I
me.
might be jumping the gun here, Father
Yeah.
Raj, but that just brings up a good point. And I mean, feel free to say you're not okay with sharing this because I know it's not your story per se. But when I was cutting your hair, you were telling me about somebody who had an experience of attending an exorcism where they were there to pray, correct? But then they had like something happen to them that I'll let you tell the story.
Sure.
Okay.
And I'll share that
dude.
because I'll share that because it's happened a couple. It's actually testified to in a bunch of different sources. Father Gary Thomas talks about this, but also Father Gabriel Amorth in his writings. An exorcist tells a story, and then like a personal friend who was on the deliverance team. This has all happened to them. But the basic story is they go in to pray, and the priest, whoever the exorcist is, tells them, the only thing you're supposed to do is pray. That's all you're supposed to do is pray. I just need you to be here just to pray. What would I'm getting chills just thinking about it. So what happens is this person. So if that person gets distracted and stops praying because of whatever reason, they hear something crazy or whatever, this has happened several times where the person who's possessed will look at them because they stopped praying and then say to them something that only they and their confessor know, right? That they've never revealed to anybody else in their life. Like that nobody else should know. No one else has ever heard this before. It's never, been spoken aloud to other folks. And the person possessed knows it. And so, that's what Jorge was talking about. That's where I was like, okay, Jorge, are you still cutting my hair?
Yo, that's crazy. The deep cuts. Only the deep cuts.
We got a question in the chat. Any specific prayer that they would be praying?
So I saw some. The point is prayer, right? Staying connected to a good power and with God. And so it really, there are particular prayers that we find very effective. There's a prayer for the medal of Saint Benedict, which is in Latin, but it's a powerful prayer. And then the regular prayers that for those that grew up Catholic or are Catholic, the normal ones that you find a lot of peace in because it's easy to repeat them. And you don't get distracted. Yeah, like the Our Father, the Hail Mary. The Medal of Saint Benedict prayer is a great one. The first line is "Crux sacra si mihi lux, non draco si mihi dux." That's Latin, but it's let the cross. Sorry.
Not Catholic, but got wicked boost bumps like right now.
Crux sacra sit mihi lux. That's let the cross be my light. Non draco sit mihi dux. Not the dragon be my guide. But
Fiat lux, let there be light.
Yeah, fiat lux, let there be light.
That was such a Latin flex.
Yeah.
Well, what's sometimes it's scary too because in what we've seen portrayed in like movies is when you see the possessed person start speaking Latin and they don't know how to speak Latin or pig Latin,
Run.
Right? Or not pig Latin.
Hey, I can get down some pig Latin.
Not pig Latin, but start speaking different languages.
Yeah, languages that they're not supposed to know. And
the one thing that scared me too, and this stuck with me ever since I watched The Exorcism of Emily Rose, was she kept saying that, I think it was in this movie, she kept saying that she would smell burning smells. And so now, if anyone like burned toast or anything in the house, I'm like freaking out.
Riley, don't burn anything in the kitchen.
No toast.
Oh my god, what is that? I just overheated the popcorn, my bad.
Okay.
That's like a burning smell and is sulfur smell?
Sulfur, yeah, that's what a lot of folks will say sulfur, and that's connected to, again, that could just be a broken pipe, or it can be connected to like probably all are in California. Thanks, Ian. It could be a broken pipe, but it is often connected to that hellfire and brimstone smell that's been connected through the ages.
Guys. Sorry.
It's good. I think it's good we have a little bit of we don't want to I think it's gonna have a little bit of humor.
Yeah, lighten it up a
Yeah,
little bit. Lighten it up a little bit.
Okay, I wanted to ask one of the like serious questions.
Sure.
Oh, linked to seizures. I've heard that before too. I have heard that.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't know enough of the the medical research on that, as well as I haven't in terms of spiritual stuff. I'm not an expert on that, so feel free. Anyone can
do the research.
Yeah, let us know.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I feel like anyone that's here with us in the chat right now, they want to hear the nitty gritty, right? Like they want to hear what
the nitty gritty.
Already?
Let's stuff that free Torhe out.
The nitty gritty already. Let's do another giveaway before we start the nitty.
Okay,
Yeah, let's do a giveaway real quick.
Let's do that first. And then
All right, chill out, bro.
Yeah, chill out with the nitty gritty. Come
I'm
on.
trying. I mean, it's Halloween, right? We want to get these. This is what we're here for.
All right.
Is
all
it
right.
though?
Yeah, can we talk about Charlie Brown?
Yeah, save the pumpkins. The king pumpkin.
I was just showing pictures of my kid, man. Like,
Yeah.
All right, so this giveaway is for a couple of things. So this winner will get 2 boxes of the Mystery Mini Alien Remixes.
Nice.
You, along with the Tokidoki Unicorno After Dark Series 1. You get 2 boxes also.
After dark.
After Dark.
Bubsy,
Yeah.
thanks for all the gifted subs.
Oh, wow.
Thank
Thank you for the gifted subs.
we'll talk about that comment later. But what else is in that?
Wow,
just
Bubsy,
these
really
4.
nice. Sorry.
So you get 2 Mystery Mini Alien Remixes and 2 Tokidoki Unicorno After Dark.
Legit.
Nice.
Unicorno.
So, what is the secret word for this giveaway, Jorge?
Sorry, I got distracted by the gifted
Yes, that's the last 2
subs.
boxes stuff.
Let's just keep it. We'll just keep it similar. We'll keep it the same.
Murder.
Let's just keep it murder.
Let's just keep it murder.
Okay.
Just ride the murder train.
Yeah, ride the
5
murder
minutes.
train. It's fine.
Like
5 minutes on the clock. All you have to do is enter exclamation point murder, and you only have to enter once. And the giveaway starts now.
Cool. We've had some people talking about this in the chat. I know this technically doesn't have to really do with exorcisms, but the gift of tongues, Father Raj, can you talk a little bit about that and how some people can sometimes speak the gift of tongues when they are praying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so both speaking and interpreting the gift of tongues is biblical, and yeah, I mean, it's hard to kind of gauge. So just to be honest, there are plenty of times when it's real, and the person is deeply in prayer, and for whatever reason they have no control of what they're saying. But there's plenty of times in ministry that it's probably less than real, and folks are just kind of encouraging it in themselves, right? And so without knowing the situation deeper or being there, it's hard to say, what is real or what isn't real. I think some people said, yeah, it's their prayer language. And yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people associate that, with themselves, that this, when they're totally united to God, we see it in other moments with like some of the saints, like they're in ecstasy. They really have no clue what they're experiencing. They just, they're totally in a place where they're not, kind of out of body experiences, right? And so those things have happened, right? So, but yeah, for those questions about tongues or whatnot, it's hard to. It does happen, but it's hard to say that everyone is real.
From my understanding, just from my time in ministry before, is it true that there wouldn't be a gift of tongues without someone else having the gift of understanding it? Otherwise, it would be kind of a pointless message.
Yes,
Is that
yes.
correct?
Some folks will say that, but I think sometimes also it's just if it's just their own personal thing, and then whether they're, yeah. So I think there's value there in saying, especially in a communal setting, like if somebody is speaking like to the community and nobody can interpret it, then it seems pointless. But if somebody's just in pure prayer and they're just like that, then there's probably value there, even if somebody can't interpret it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jorge, your dad's saying there's something behind you.
I know he's trying to scare me.
No. I'm looking at it and I see it too.
Oh yeah, right there.
I like how Robbie Juice thinks. Keep looking towards the future. Looking forward.
It's gone now.
Cool.
So
So
the question
going
I
back.
wanted to ask.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You
Go
good.
for it.
No, you're good.
Go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
good. No, I'm just kidding.
I've been gone for so long. You just take it. All right.
No. Are you sure?
No, go ahead.
Just because I want to know.
How's it going, Av?
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't
How
know
are
if
you,
this
Jake?
might freak people out, but this kind of scared me. Not scared me a little bit, but it just like kind of makes you think. And it's one of those things that it doesn't scare you while you're talking about it, but when you're alone, when you're by yourself, and it's dark, and you're thinking, I want this thought to go across your mind. So,
Thanks, Jorge.
what makes someone a target?
Yeah.
Bye.
I guess. I guess what I normally, and maybe I should have done this at the very beginning, but what I normally when I speak about these topics or when folks speak about this topic, I think the biggest thing I like to tell folks is like, don't swim beyond your capability and totally like don't mess with stuff that you don't know about, which is a lot of supernatural stuff we don't know about, right? So just to be safe, don't mess with it. And I know people will be like, okay, well, don't mess with the Ouija board, and then folks are like, yeah, but Mattel makes a Ouija. It's just cardboard and it's a piece of glass, and folks will be like, yeah, it's just a game. I cannot tell you how many times spiritual manifestations happen like on a regular basis because folks have messed with Ouija boards or had their cards read or whatnot. All that stuff, just don't mess with it is just kind of a basic warning. But any of those things can, any of those things can be portals, as to use the description of to use the words language that exorcists use, right? Any of those can be portals, but they're all and quit tempting fate. I like so many stories of folks that come to me and they're like, we did it once and it was fine. I'm like, why
Sus.
so bad?
Sus.
So that's my basic warning. Now,
I used to play with Ouija boards a lot when I was younger.
Yeah, weird stuff
And
happened.
yeah, a little bit, but it was like there was one time where I totally believe it, and when we get you get they say good spirits or you get bad spirits. When we used to play a lot, most of the time they were saying they were good spirits, but they were saying things that were pretty like you said, you mentioned before, like only we would know, or only the two people that were playing it would know. There was one time there was a bunch of us, me and my cousins we were visiting them in Washington, and Anna mentioned that it happened to us. Yeah. The two that were on the board were asking questions, and they asked something about my brother or somebody that he was maybe talking to or whatever, or dating or whatever. And it was like some kind of name or pet name or something. And the two people that were on the board didn't know anything about the name, and the name came out. And we're like, what's going on here? How did you guys know that? And it's something like when people do it, you think they're messing around, but it's just, I don't know. But it's just a lot of stuff happened. It's more. It's another episode I think we could do. But
no. I mean,
Ouija boards they're no joke, and we're talking about people saying like, oh, it's made by Mattel, blah blah blah, but it's like a. Oh man, I'm so interested in it, but I get scared because I want to. There's always parts of me like I want to try it again and just ask it questions to see where it leads.
Sure.
Don't tempt fate, my guy.
I guess just to put the Catholic spin on it, the reason that we would say that that's dangerous, or that those who are faithful shouldn't be messing with that stuff, is because the exact same reason, like it's a sin to risk your life, by jumping off of a cliff that you don't know what's at the bottom, right? Like that would be wrong because you're putting yourself in a dangerous position. And so that's kind of what we would say about any of that stuff. And I see things about, tarot cards and other stuff. And yeah, we can say that they're safe, but my recommendation for a lot of folks is just don't mess with it.
Don't do it.
Now
Don't do it.
kind of to flip your question, Jorge, and kind of say like kind of put a positive note. And I know it's hard to do that when we're thinking about that. But people ask me all the time, should I watch scary movies, or should I watch this movie because it's got witches or demons or whatever? And again, the thought is, okay, can your mind, your emotional stability, your mental health, can that handle that for first, and then to see, is there value in watching things like this? And I would say, yeah. I mean, I think. So there's a quote that, well, it's a Neil Gaiman quote. So Neil Gaiman wrote Sandman,
Yeah.
and some other things. He translated Princess Mononoke into English. But he, for Coraline, the movie Coraline, at the beginning, he says this thing that he says is a Chesterton quote, which he butchers. But basically, his Gaiman's quote says this: "Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten." Right? And the original Chesterton quote is something along the lines of, when we hear fairy tales, we recognize that when we think that darkness has no limits, it actually does, right? Have a limit, right? So and that's where there's some value in like looking at, watching scary movies or watching, or even like why do people have to go through this stuff? Is it can show us the goodness of people coming together. It can show us that evil can be defeated, right? And so that's kind of a maybe a more philosophical, deeper answer to your question, Jorge. But yeah,
Take
Cool.
that
No, I
evil.
like it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Take that evil.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat appreciates the twist too.
Speaking of defeating
winner?
evil, let's pick a winner.
All right, let's get some B's in the
Because
chat.
winners defeat evil.
Let's get some B's in the chat.
Yeah, I'm
Oh my
just
gosh,
curious,
my dad
man.
is just. Did you not hear what Father Roger said?
Speaking of tempting fate, your dad's been out here tempting fate like this entire
Like
time.
Bloody Mary.
it's
and
via
Candyman.
chat. It's via chat. It's not. Well, I don't know. I have no.
I'm gonna jump on the
Evidence.
Ouija board with your dad, Jorge. Me and your dad are gonna jump on the Ouija board.
He'd probably do it. He'd probably try it. Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus.
The counter.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Oh, okay. Let's pick this one. Okay. A winner.
Maybe
for
he just wants an
the
alcoholic beverage
Beehive
drink.
Price Pack is.
Oh,
Wow.
Congratulations. We'll
Dude,
make
this
sure
is
we
so
bring a
rigged.
prize to you.
This is so rigged.
Congratulations.
Easy
This is so
peasy.
rigged.
For those who don't know, Ian is my brother-in-law. And the previous winner, JP, was like his best friend. So rigged.
Rigged.
and they're both on our D&D like streams
I
too.
know.
Not rigged at all.
Very
Very
sus.
sus. Very sus. I agree. I'm just
Father
kidding.
Raj,
Yes.
do you know? Are there any, like off the top of your head? Are there any other unexplainable scenarios or any stories that like the church is aware of that you've heard of happen? That's not necessarily like I don't know, maybe it's possession in a different form or something like that. Just stuff that you're like, well, this can't be explained by something. Like, what is this? This is freaky.
Yeah, the church has always talked about supernatural going ons, right? Like, so supernatural warfare and miraculous stuff, right? Like, so for those that know, today is All Hallows Eve, right? Halloween. Tomorrow is All Saints Day, but in order for, at least in modern times, in order for saints to be recognized as saints, they have to have medical miracles, right? Like attributed to them, right? So those things are unexplainable, right? Why this? Actually, one of the most recent medical miracles was of a woman in somewhere here in the Midwest in the United States. I think I can't recall, but she was hemorrhaging, and all of a sudden, she stopped. She stopped hemorrhaging because she called out for the intercession of St. John Henry Newman. And doctors cannot explain it to this day. Medical miracle, right? Like, so, real doctors, not church doctors, not priests, real medical doctors went in to see, like, okay, she was clearly hemorrhaging. There's blood all over the floor, but the wound healed without any medical intervention. And so, there's all that stuff on a supernatural level that's happening, right? And so we can talk about all these kind of other miracles that we see. So there are lots of good things happening on a supernatural level too. And then, other things that aren't possessions that some people are, the church has never made a clear declaration on ghosts, right? But I think most faithful folks will recognize that ghosts, the presence of ghosts, or some kind of manifestation of spirits in that way, is entirely plausible in a Catholic worldview, and recognizing that, okay, yeah, like we don't know what purgatory is or what that means from like a human perspective. We just know that it exists. And so is there another plane of existence where they can communicate with us? Well, the Bible has clear moments where it does happen. So can it still happen today? Yeah, I think enough of us, maybe some folks in the chat or yourselves. Again, there's a lot of explainable scientific stuff, but I think a lot of us probably have experiences where, like, you know, somebody, maybe even a loved one, has reached out to us beyond the grave.
Priscilla has a really good story.
So
you're
saying ghosts are real?
Not definitively so, and especially not if my bishop is listening. But yeah, that's
It's like calling in sick
personal
and
opinion.
it's showing up
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Have you watched? It's kind of random. Have you watched that Netflix show Down to Earth with Zac Efron?
Sorry, I'm just reading Priscilla's story. That's beautiful. That's crazy. In a good way about the about the medical miracle. Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, I was saying, has anyone seen the show Down to Earth with Zac Efron on Netflix? There's an episode there where they go to this place. I forgot where, basically, but there's like this water where like the Virgin Mary appeared, and anyone who like gets that water and puts it on their like whatever their like sickness are, it like heals them like completely. Whoa. And they have like stacks and stacks of like stuff to like prove it scientifically and like things like that. Just watch that episode. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good episode. I'll take it episode.
Oh, awesome. Is that here in the United States?
No, it's in like France or Italy. I can't remember where.
Somewhere in Europe.
France or Italy.
Oh, I wonder if it's Lourdes. Is it Lourdes?
Oh, yeah, it is Lourdes. It is Lourdes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of medical miracles attributed to Lourdes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. I have to check that episode out. I thought you were gonna. I don't know why I connected Zac Efron, and I thought you were gonna ask about the TV show Julie and the Phantoms, but
which I watched, Father Raj.
On my recommendation.
Is that a show or is that a movie?
It's a show, TV show.
I think Monaco was watching that too.
I've seen a trailer for it. That's the one with the girl and like she has like a ghost boy band, right, or something.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Jorge?
Okay, so it's totally catered for kids, right? Like it's a totally catered for kids show. But no, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a fun little watch anyway. But that talks about ghosts and stuff, so that's the reason I thought you were going to go there. Yeah.
Have any of you guys experienced like ghosts or?
That's what I wanted to get to too.
Yeah.
Do any of you have stories?
Do we have a story?
I have one.
Do you?
Okay.
I don't think I do. I hope I don't.
Gosh, every time I think about it, this story like it gives me chills just to revisit like what happened, because it was so unexplainable to me. And we went to one of my friend's house, and this is like a pit stop before we were going somewhere else. I think we were heading out of town or something. But she was alone. She was home alone, and it was like two of her friends went to her house to go pick her up before we went somewhere else. And she has had experiences where she says she has like a third eye. She said she's felt like spirits and presence, and she's seen things. But like, to be fair, it's hard when someone tells you that. You're like, okay, right? But then it's just totally different when you experience something for yourself. So we go to her house. When we get to her house, her nephew was in the upstairs room, and he was sleeping. And while we're in the living room, the light turns on. Okay, so we're like, okay, he turned the light on.
You're pausing too long. Keep going.
Sorry. Okay. He turned the light on. He didn't turn the light on. The light turns on. And so she goes up there to go be like, hey, you're supposed to go to sleep. What are you doing? When she goes up there, he's still asleep. While she's up there, in the pitch black kitchen, I hear someone say her name. And I was like, is anyone else home? And she's like, no, it's just us. Why? And then the second that happened, like the strongest gust of wind I've ever felt in my life goes through the entire house, and the door slams open. Sorry, I'm getting all scared. The door slams open, and I don't know. It was just the creepiest experience I've ever had in my life. And we're like, okay, we got to get out of here. This is like, it felt wrong. It felt wrong. That's how I knew it wasn't just my head. Like everything felt different. My skin felt different. Everything felt different. It was cold. That light situation, like I said, her nephew was asleep, but when she went up there to turn off the light, he was still sleeping. I heard a voice from the kitchen, and the second I asked if anyone else was home, the door slams open.
Raleigh, y'all just left them though? Like, come on, man. Y'all just left them there?
Yeah. He was asleep, you know.
With the spirit,
he's good.
No, but true story. There's other people that are witnesses that happened to other people that were with me. True story. Oh my gosh. No, it's not.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True story.
Like, oh, there's a spirit in it. Oh, he's sleeping. It'll be fine.
Yeah. It only messes with the people who are still awake. Let's go.
Yeah.
Bye.
What's up, Kaz and April?
What's up?
Yeah, that's mine. I don't know if you guys have stories, but that was mine.
I have one. It's not that creepy, but it's kind of cool. My sister, who's 12 years younger than me, when she was a baby, when she was born, literally like a month or two before she was born, my grandpa passed away. We used to call him Lolo Joe. And then my sister, when she was getting older, she was like 2 years old. She just comes up to me and she goes, "Lolo Joe says hi." I'm like, what the heck?
Excuse me.
So like she's never met him because he died before she was born.
Yeah.
And then, I don't even think she knew who he was, but she said his name. It was like, oh, she says hi. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of cool. Like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
what's up, Grandpa?
Yeah, it's
when that stuff happens, when it's someone related to you, sometimes it's freaky for sure, but it's not scary. Like when everyone,
cool.
Yeah. Well, my daughter. Well, a lot of people know my daughter passed away, and it's been like is it 13? Gosh, it's been crazy. 12 years maybe. And when she first passed away, I felt like her presence all the time, like maybe like the first 2 months or so. And now I hardly do. And it's sometimes I talk to her, of course. Trying. I keep telling her, come visit me. I want to feel your presence again. Sorry guys. But when it first started, when it first happened, I remember there's one instance where I was probably taking a nap, and my hand was hanging off the bed, and I felt, who knows, it could be in my head or whatever, but I felt like a little hand go into mine, and usually I don't, and it woke me up. Like it really, like I felt something, and it could be subconscious or whatever. But when you lose somebody that close to you, you're gonna have to believe, it's them visiting you. And I dreamt about her all the time back then. Now not so much, which sucks. But she'll come around again. But that's the personal one for me. A scary one for me.
Oh
happened
no!
when-
Oh no! You should have led with the scary first to clean up with the other one.
Yeah, sorry, Chad. I didn't mean to make you, but that's the experience. An experience that one of my experiences.
It's cool because I'm ready for the scary ones now because of that one. We're good.
So when we visited the Philippines, I think it was like 5 years ago, and throughout the first week of the visit, everything was fun. You hear stories about supernatural stuff in the Philippines because they're very religious, and they talk about there's so many superstitions out there. But first week, nothing, no biggie. We're having fun. We after I think we spent a weekend like Tagaytay, went to Manila, checked into our Airbnb, and I took a nap. And I had one of those dreams, and we mentioned this in our chat, or our last stream, but the bungongot, right?
Yeah.
That's a no-no.
What's that? What's
Bungungot in English is based on what the English say it is.
Basically,
It's sleep paralysis.
yeah, most people know it as sleep
Right.
paralysis.
Sleep paralysis. In Tagalog, it's bungungot, and it's something where you're asleep and you wake up, right? And you, well, no, you're. How do I explain that? It's something where, well, I was taking a nap and I just had this dream where somebody was chasing me, and I couldn't wake up from it, and I felt like I was awake, but I couldn't get up from my sleep. And when I mean, this has happened to me several times, and it's something where I know I'm trying to wake up. I'm like fighting to wake up. Like this damn thing is chasing me. I got to get away from it, and I'm like fighting it and wait. And then I don't know how long you're out, but then suddenly you're just snap. You're able to get up, but you're just like so like scared, and you're just doing everything you can to get up, like trying to scream. Nothing comes out. You think you're screaming or yelling, or your eyes are open, but you're not. You're still, asleep. People that are with you don't know what's going on. It's all in you. It's all within you. But that happened, and that same day, I think we were doing the laundry there, and Anna was, I think, or was her or one of her cousins were in the laundry area, and the dryer just flung open, and it was running still, and it just opened. And I was like, this was after my whole dream, the dream I had, and me and my wife were just like, no, it's time to go. We're not going to stay here for another week. Yeah. So we booked. We went to another, like a Marriott, so we felt safe.
Let me get this upgrade.
Well, you guys really left. You're like, all right, we're out of here.
Yeah, we really left that day. We're like, we packed everything. We just ran. We didn't even have a place to stay. We're like, we got to get out because we're
that dryer.
So like you said, or when you have that feeling, the feeling. So you're like, I gotta get out of here.
It feels different.
I feel like sleep paralysis is a pretty common one that a lot of people I've talked to.
Yeah, there's lots of studies actually on sleep paralysis, and lots of studies. I think somebody mentioned chest sitting, right? This notion that somebody's sitting on your chest and you can't breathe, but you feel the weight there, but there's nothing there. There's lots of studies, and some of it is scientific, but there's a lot of stuff that is still unexplainable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of anything like when you're talking about the sleep paralysis? Because this happened to me too. Like you're lying down, and you're trying to get up, and you see like a figure.
I was just about to say, my brother had a story pretty similar to that.
Yeah, there's a lot of the case where like you feel it, you kind of, then you see somebody like across the room or something that is like seemingly in control of this, right?
Yeah. My brother had the same, like almost in the same story, same as yours, Av. Like he could see like something on the edge of his bed, and he wanted to like sit up to like hit it, to fight it. And the moment he tried to lift his arm up, nothing. And then he tried to like say something, nothing. And it just kept getting closer and closer until he like snapped and like really woke up.
Yeah. I actually have a sleep paralysis story. There's one time I used to live on Bay Street in Emeryville, if anyone knows, is in the Bay. And then I was sleeping. I had the sleep paralysis happen to me, and then I felt something on the foot of the bed, which looked like a Native American woman.
Oh,
right? Whoa! And I was trying so hard to like wake up and like wake myself up. And I was like, like my mouth wouldn't move. And eventually I woke up and I screamed. And then Lisa came and was like, what's going on? I was like, I think I just had sleep paralysis, right? Crazy thing, though. I find out the next day because there's a protest on Bay Street. Apparently, Bay Street is built on an ancient Indian burial ground from the Ohlone tribe. Literally the next day, there's a protest about how Bay Street's on burial ground for the Ohlone tribe. And I was like, oh, yeah, we're moving. So
what's crazy about that is, for those of us who live in this area, you guys all know where Hidden Brook is, which is another part over here in the Bay Area. I remember years ago when I was younger, my parents, we went to go check out the houses when it was first built, or around that time. When it felt just like when I was at my friend's house. We went into one of the houses. I don't even think I told my parents this. But we went into one of the homes to check it out, and the whole time I just felt this chill around me while we're there. And that too is a like a Native American burial ground, like where they built those houses, right? And so it felt weird over there.
More local spoopy.
Oh,
you want to go, Dave?
Yeah,
Mine's
Dave.
quick. Mine's quick.
yeah, go for it.
Basically, my parents' place, there's a park like literally right next to their house.
Oh, I hate that park. Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah. It's called Hans Park.
Hans Park. That's where all the
Yeah.
drug deals happen.
Yeah. Shout out to hood ass Vallejo. But so their house is right next to that park, and if you look up like really old maps of that city. If you look up like really old maps of that city, it doesn't say Hans Memorial or Hans Recreational Park. The original maps, they all say Hans Memorial Cemetery. So used to be a cemetery. Now a park. So sketchy.
I remember back when we were kids.
I don't think Monica knew about that.
I remember back when we were kids, me and Jay, and like all our friends, we would like do stupid
Power
shit,
Rangers in that
do
park.
stupid shit in that park, and like we'd be out till like hecka late at night, and then we'd like wait, and it's like, oh, let's see if we can see a drug deal go down or something.
Yeah.
Why would you guys want to see that?
We're stupid little kids.
Yeah, because we're stupid kids. Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
I used to work near where Juan used to work, actually, and since it's an Indian burial ground for the Ohlone tribe, like I didn't look this up until like after I've experienced a few things in our office, but I'd be like one of the people that would stay later in the day when I first started there, and like you know how on the the iMacs you have that like little black reflective band on the top or the frame. I could have sworn like one time I saw someone like walk behind me and I literally like turned around. I was like, "Wait, there's no one there." And then another time, like me and my coworker were just sitting, like we were working, and then in our peripheral vision we could like see our mini fridge, and there's something like on top, and then like all of a sudden like we just see the thing on top just fly across the room. We're like, I looked at her and I was like, "Wait, did you see that too?" Yeah, it's just so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for real. It's for real.
I want to spin it back to another moment of like goodness and
there we go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
I just want to affirm Av on your story. Thanks for sharing that. I work with lots of families who've lost a loved one, and I think it is really real that in some ways God allows them to experience some manifestation of their loved ones who have passed, and so hold on to that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with you asking for her to come back and visit you. That's beautiful. I mean, I think in the tradition of the church, and we believe in the saints, and we believe that the saints often manifest themselves with us. One of my favorite saints is Saint Therese, and lots of folks have stories about how Therese gives them roses, right? In some way, manifest roses in their life. Like it's happened to me, where like I was asked just in deep prayer and asking for her help, and I was watching a musical, and the musical ended with a shower of roses, right? But I think it happens. If we believe in the saints like that, we also believe that our loved ones can manifest themselves in good ways like that too. I was working with a family recently who. Lisa, go ahead and cover your ears right now. But I was working with a family who, every time they visited the grave of their child, butterflies would show up and doesn't, they're not there normally, or they're not there at other parts of the cemetery. But that would be the way that they really felt a connection there. That some way their child was manifesting themselves by that way. Not that their child was in the butterflies, right? We don't believe in reincarnation, but that there was some connection of sending the butterflies to them, So
that's cool.
Lisa doesn't like butterflies.
Is that is it thought that could be like for family members who are trying to heal? That's like the family member who has moved on. That's like their way of trying to help you console and get through like the hard times. Is that safe to say? Like, is that essentially what it's explained to be?
Yeah, I mean, like for believers, we know that God is generous, overly generous, right? And so if He allows folks to, our loved ones to communicate with us that they're okay, or give us some sign that they're, that they're being taken care of, I think that is, it is a place of healing, right? So
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I just want to throw this on the screen real quick because he asked to highlight it, but this one's for Juan because looks like you guys lived together for a while.
Oh, this is Ian.
Yeah.
This
I
one
don't know
night
if
I
you saw
heard
that,
my
Juan.
dog's little feet running hella fast downstairs. It melted my heart. But once I heard her hit that last step, I ran to close my door. It freaked me out. My dog died in 2014, and this is when we lived together, Juan. You saved me from spiders, so I never told you about that one ghost story. Cool, we had a ghost dog. Sweet.
That's kind of sick. I kind of dig that.
Yeah,
I used to
ghost
live
dogs
on the
sound kind of
top of
cute.
I used to live on the top of the stairs, and he lived on the bottom of the stairs. So he was probably running away from me to run to Ian.
I was gonna say, don't animals like sense, or have you heard that? Where like dogs, especially
Animals and like little kids, which
Yeah.
a lot of people in chat are mentioning.
It's
similar
being talked
stuff.
about in the chat right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And my
Okay.
niece has like a thing like that recently. She's been drawing like pictures of like our family members, like my cousins and my auntie or whatever.
Yeah.
But like on occasion she draws like these like two little girls. And like
Oh.
we always ask her whenever she's done drawing, like, oh yeah, who's that? That's Casey, which is like my niece, or like that's auntie whatever. But then she draws like some other girls, and we don't really recognize who they are, and it's like, oh, who's that? Like, oh, they're my friends. I'm like, you're 4. What friends?
Wow.
And she's like, my friends. And then like she'll draw one, and then not the other one. It's like, how come there's only one? Oh, the other one's mad at me. Like,
Wow.
why are you mad? Don't be mad.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
no.
for the most
Wow.
part, she's like kicking it with them, and they're having a good time, I guess. So it's okay, I guess.
Wow. Yeah, kids. See, I mean, here's another quick story. I know we're kind of going a little long here, but just something I remember. My nephew, who's 12 now, so he wasn't born yet when Ava passed away, so he'd never met her. And this is when we were living in Newark in the Bay Area, and they're all over, and all the kids were playing out in the backyard. And he just comes up and says, "Oh yeah, I saw Ava," or something like. Anna knows the story better, but like he saw Ava there, and Ava was playing with them, and he kept insisting, "Oh, I know who she is. I know who she is," without even like they never met each other. And this is when he was like 5 or 6, and I think we showed him a picture of her, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's her. She was here." We're like, "Oh shit."
Wow.
But it's like you said, it's like it's good because she was there with us. I mean, it's kind of it's freaky to. I mean, it's kind of creepy that it happens, but when it's something like that close, like a family member, or like for me, my daughter comes or is there with us, it's good to know. But yeah, it's just like it's crazy and fascinating to me. That's why when I was talking about Ouija boards, I'm just so curious.
Sure.
About what's going around out there, because I do believe in supernatural and what's going and everything like that. I'm afraid, but I'm still curious.
Yeah, we have a friend. Some of us, our friend Sean, he's a real believer. He believes in all the supernatural stuff, but he will make very clear whenever he goes to a funeral of a loved one, he will tell them, I believe, but please don't visit me, right? Like he just, I don't need you to visit me to make sure of anything. I'm okay.
Yeah. You guys, after a funeral or a wake that you go to, you have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Pag. That's in Tagalog, right?
Yeah.
Pag.
Yeah, but and there's also the tradition, like when you do the in the processions in the Philippines, like they shut down the streets, right? We did this for my grandmother when we buried her in the Philippines, and then you're tossing coins behind you so that any evil spirits that are following get distracted. Have you guys done that?
Whoa.
Have you seen
I've
that?
heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like you break pots at the funeral home, those kind of things. A bit superstitious, but I think it speaks to the similar things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're talking about superstitions. There's a lot of Filipino superstitions, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
The picture we posted, I mean,
The swan.
I think Dave, you still have
that's
it
a
on
great
hand,
question.
right?
Yeah, right. Is there like
Spoopy.
some truth or explanation behind some of those superstitions?
Yeah,
Like in the Philippines?
I mean, to be honest, I've heard those stories growing up, and I'm not a real expert on them. The Aswang, the Duende, the White Lady, Manananggal, all these things. There's a really nice bar in the Philippines that had Alamat Bar and Pub that has like a mural of all of them, which is really cool. But that's about the extent of my knowledge. But yeah, no. I mean, a lot of those kind of superstitions, and anybody else, feel free to chime in. Like a lot of those superstitions are rooted in like what people have experienced authentically, so they could be real. But yeah, and I think there's a lot of folks who testify to the fact that they've experienced something really real with some of those things. I think some of them get a little mythological when it starts to get told from folks to folks, and everybody has different versions of the Aswang and the Duende and all that stuff. But yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Before we go on, do we have another giveaway?
What do you want to do?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, F.
I got a giveaway.
Before we get into our winners from the average eye candy.
No one collects NECA here, so I'm not going to give them a NECA figure.
Wait! I want a NECA figure.
I want a NECA figure. What's the figure?
Yeah, don't give those away. Just give it to me or Juan. Just give it to one of us.
Ooh.
Oh, actually, no, I don't want that. Keep that.
I'm wearing an It shirt right now.
I don't know. Does anybody want to? Nobody wants that.
Does anyone want that It action figure? Tell us in the chat.
Pennywise.
They all want a good night's sleep with sweet dreams. That's what everybody wants.
No, we'll give away werewolf Bart from New York Comic Con.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, with the sticker that everyone likes.
with the sticker.
Oh, the New York Comic Con
most important.
Ooh, cool. Because we're kind of running a little long here. I'm just gonna keep it the same word. It's a little easier to keep it.
Murder.
So 5 minutes on the clock. Exclamation point murder once the giveaway starts, and you only have to enter once. And it starts now. Oh, now. There we go.
Whenever the chatbot decides to start.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's going on. Just to line things up a bit, we talked a little about exorcisms. Thank you so much for talking about that, Father Raj. Oh,
yes.
Was there anything that you wanted to just wrap up about exorcisms? Or I guess a good question is, why do people go to the Catholic Church in particular when they're dealing with like supernatural things and things like
I don't know. Even since I was ordained, I get calls all the time about folks like, something's weird. They're not even Catholic, but there's something's weird happening in their house. They want me to come visit and sprinkle some holy water. And I think part of it is rooted in the movies, right? Oh, like, something's going wrong, call Catholic priest. I mean, that happens in the hospital too, right? Like, because of movies, if I walk through the hospital, people are scared. Like, they think I'm coming
something's about to go down.
Yeah, they think either I'm coming to tell them they're dying. Like, how lots of hospitals have like 2 patients in one room. Like, if I'm visiting the patient on the farther end, like the first patient is like, "No, they didn't even tell me I was close."
Oh no!
This happened on a few.
Like, yo, I'm just trying to see my homie, dude. Chill out.
Yeah, I'm just praying for somebody. I'm not here. Yeah,
that's sad.
But that's and you walk them through it and you kind of work with them. But like, there's like it is just for a lot of folks, that's their only experience of like religiosity is like, oh, that guy wearing clerics, that guy, that Catholic priest. And so I think that's why they call a lot of times. I think the other thing is, I think as humans, we enjoy ritual and order and stuff. And I think, we can see it in all over, whether that's sports and you see the ritual that like LeBron James or Steph Curry does before a game. There's something like peaceful about ritual and like certainty. And so I think that's why, it's one thing to tell somebody to be, have peace. I'm going to pray for you, but it's something else for them to hear somebody come in and speak some Latin or something, right? So people enjoy the ritual and like the symbols, and I think, but there is a real reality of the power in that, and in symbols and like holy water and all that kind of stuff.
I'm also sorry that you have to deal with that on the other end, Father Raj. That's the first view that someone has when you're entering the room.
Sure, it's okay. I mean, it's challenging, but at least it allows for connection, and I don't just be like, yeah, sorry.
Bye.
You say, I'm not here for you yet.
Yet.
Oh
Gosh.
Okay.
But yeah, in terms of wrapping it up, I mean, there's not much. I think there's lots more we could talk about, spirituality and all that stuff. There's definitely lots more in pop culture, and I'd love to come back and talk about some of the weird things in pop culture in the future, more interestingly. Yeah. Maybe not on Halloween. Actually, what Ian
it might be a good episode.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, thank you. What Ian just posted actually probably is really, really cool. Memento Mori, remember death, and that's one thing that all this stuff can like teach us is like, all right, we got to keep in mind that one day we're gonna die, and that can help us live better. And so maybe, if any of these scary stories are giving us a little bit of fear, let it remind us to live well and love one another well. So
everybody flexing their Latin right now in the chat. I see you, Dave.
Oh no, that was Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Expecto Patronum.
That's Dothraki. Expecto Patronum. Cool. I think we have a winner for the prize.
Yeah, and then we should probably announce the winners for the photo challenge too.
Yeah. So let's do the giveaway real quick. So again, you're winning Wolfman Bart with the New York Comic Con sticker. And the winner
in the chat, please.
Please in the chat. Please in the chat. Dang, did Mark get one in right away?
Oh wait, is it over?
Is it over?
Oh wait, is it not over?
No, not yet. Apparently, because Mark still entered.
I jumped the gun. Sorry.
Yeah, I definitely feel like we could talk about this more because I kind of held back on some stories too.
Oh,
yeah, we'll definitely revisit. I mean, we didn't really get to dig deep into the, we've talked about, you guys have talked about bringing him on before. You might want to bring Mikey on to talk about the Filipino superstitions and folklore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, he's a better expert on that stuff than I am.
Okay, so now the giveaway is ready.
Is it?
It says you can no longer enter.
It just ended.
Because it's frozen on my end. If
Rig.
It's frozen.
Frozen, aka let me handpick the winner.
Let it go.
I swear, if Rylene wins,
super
pop back up. Where'd it go? It's gone.
Where'd it go?
Oh, there it is. Okay, it's back. All right, time to pick a winner, and our winner is.
What happened now?
Funko Lover 30, Mindy.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Go ahead and send us your shipping information. Do we have it already?
We might have hers already. Yeah, might have hers already.
Okay, sweet. So Av will go ahead and send that out to you.
Congrats.
Cool. So let's go ahead and wrap things up and show our winners for the Average Nerd Eye Candy photo contest we've been having for the past couple of days.
A collaboration with Hey M. Rosario.
Yeah,
Rosario in the chat. Thank you for staying up. We know it's like 12:30.
East Coast late night.
East Coast muumuus are waiting for you.
Yo, don't bring that on Mark, our bunso. Don't give that to the bunso.
Yeah. But there were definitely some awesome pictures that you guys took, and
yes.
Every day, literally every day, we were like, I like this one. No, I like this one. I was like,
there was like so many revotes.
We need a tiebreaker.
So many tiebreakers.
Yeah, everyone's been killing it. Great pictures.
Awesome. So, Dave, you have the winners for us?
Sure.
I think Dave collected all of our votes without telling us who won.
Yeah, no, I don't even know.
None of us except for Dave really knows who won.
We don't know who won.
It's rigged. It's really
super rigged.
Mark is the winner. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna
Dork Knight won. Ham Rosario won.
Application. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I should have done this thing. Page display. Oh well, whatever. So thank you again for entering. This is photo eye candy photo challenge. So the first, I guess the third place winner.
Third place.
Third
I'm
place.
kidding. It's
Oh, it's Mark.
Rigged.
Thank you, Mark, for.
Thank you, Mark.
Check out his Instagram because he has some really cool photos.
Yo, that picture is so GQ though.
That is.
Just saying.
Look at that smile.
Just saying.
Good job,
That's like a magazine photo.
Right? I'm telling you, GQ, holler at him.
So let's see.
Really
Yeah.
good.
So third place, we got drum roll.
Bees. Bees.
Funko Kirsten.
Oh,
Nice.
Thank you for entering, dude. We like had a lot of like picks. Like some people had some of your entries in as like some of our nominations for the day. So man, this group one was really cute, and you won on
Day
what was this
4.
one? Yeah,
Day
I
four.
put a spell on you, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
With
Yep.
that, I think it's Q-Fig, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I
looks like
believe
it.
so.
Yeah. So let's get another drum roll for second place.
Second place. There we go.
Bees.
Gary.
Yay.
I'm trying to sound impartial.
Super impartial.
Yeah, dude, like,
Couldn't tell the
Dude.
bias at all.
Q-Figs are really winning, huh?
right? Yeah,
They're
Gary-
so
They're so
photogenic.
animated.
Mhm,
Yeah.
definitely like
The
Gary.
lighting on that is
first
great.
entry.
By the way. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah, which day was the first
Day
day?
one.
I'm a creep.
Creep.
Yeah,
Creep.
but I think Gary like really set that tone for.
Gary, damn.
I mean, like, look at all
Abs
these
and chocolate.
photos.
Whoa.
So dope, right here.
I'm just kidding.
Tiny ghost one and the bell rolls.
Speaking of Ouija's, oh god, that ghost.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Oh my god.
Good job, Gary. I love the Ouija one.
Are you guys ready for the
Grand
place.
prize
prize
winner.
winner?
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Very
Yeah,
cool.
just day one, like that Pikachu really like cracked a lot of us up.
Super creep.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to tell the joke.
Eh?
Why is
Post
it creepy?
Oh, so when he posted the picture, his caption was the day was I'm a creep, and his caption was what does Pikachu do when you're in the shower? Or what does a Pokemon? Dang it, I ruined it. What does a Pokemon
Well,
do? What does a Pokemon do when you're in the shower? It
They
peeks at you.
Pikachu.
Yeah, Pikachu.
So yeah, thank you for all the entries and stuff.
Yeah.
Yo, that day 5 winner, I'm eyeing those Snickers. Solid. Need those.
Thank you.
Awesome.
guys.
And we'll post that on the Instagram too, just in case they're not in the chat, so that they know. But thank you everyone for joining in on the Average Nerd Eye Candy photo contest. Definitely a lot of fun. Sorry, the last day was kind of weird because Instagram blocked hashtags. So
Apparently, our hashtag is political and coronavirus induced news or whatever.
And thank you guys for joining us today. Thanks, Father Raj, again for joining us and telling us all the cool stuff about exorcisms and
Cool stuff.
The Latin, speaking in tongues,
Thanks,
and all
dude.
the other.
Hashtag.
And thanks for joining us. Our last live, also, Father Raj.
Oh yeah,
With trainer
That
tips.
was, that was fun.
We almost had him. I'm sorry, Father Raj.
It's okay, Jay. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you, Maria, Miss Fancy
oh no!
Cherry.
Did anyone prepare a quote of the day?
Oh,
I
thanks
didn't.
for the bits. It's
I like some of the stuff that Father Raj was saying earlier.
I can read that quote from Neil Gaiman if you want.
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
good one.
yeah.
That'd be a good
That
quote
one
of
was
the day.
pretty
Let's
solid.
go ahead and end with that.
Butchered or
Sounds
not.
good. No, well, it's his quote now because he butchered Chesterton's quote. So I like his quote because it's more concise and
Yeah.
So anyway, here
Fair.
it goes. He goes, "Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten."
Mm.
Nice.
That's it.
I dig
You're a
it.
gamer, man.
There you go.
Thank you for the
There you
bits,
go.
Your
everyone.
rage, sprinkle
Rachel,
the
everyone.
bits.
Jorge, do you have a raid ready for? Is anyone streaming
Is
right now?
anyone on?
Let me
Super
bless
Jen.
everybody's dreams real
Oh,
quick.
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah,
say,
yeah,
can we
yeah,
send
yeah.
them off on a
Everybody
good
can sleep
note
out there. I know
so
folks are
everyone
wanting-
can sleep
yeah,
easy tonight.
so so that you may have may Almighty God bless you all, so that you might have some good dreams and sleep easy tonight, and stay under the protection of the good and gracious God. May Almighty God bless you all, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
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 I like
Good
how you
sleep.
had your hand out, like you're doing the blessing also.
He's receiving it. He's in union with it. It's so funny when I do blessings for kids and then they high five you. It's
It's like,
That
yo,
would be me.
thanks.
That'd be me as an adult.
I don't know.
Is
Super
there a raid?
Jen,
Dream raid?
Boston, Jace, take your
Flip a
pick.
coin.
Let's give it to Super Jen.
JT,
Have we
Sure.
rated Super Gen yet?
Nah,
Yeah, let's
I
rate
think
Super
so.
Jen.
Yeah,
If we haven't, it wasn't recently.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, because I think Jace is on the tail end. I think he's been on for a while now.
So let's rate Super Jen.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
everyone, hashtag average nerd raid when we send you over to Super Gen, and that should be going now.
Oh, and also
soon.
don't forget to refresh once you get there, just so she could get that view count too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hashtag exercise me up. Not that hashtag. Not that hashtag.
Exercise me up.
That's gonna be the next T-shirt.
Oh
Next
no.
Beehive exclusive T-shirt.
Exercise me up.
Exercise me.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, everyone. Oh, and I don't know if you guys said already, but again, thank you, Mark, for also doing this collaboration
Yes.
with us.
Yes. And check out Famished and Fed and Urban Picks, Truly
sure.
Universal Podcasts. Father Raj is
Does
part
this
of.
tag? Does this
Okay.
thing still work? Yeah, it does. Check them out.
Yes. Oh, sweet.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Father Raj.
Thank
Right.
Happy
Everyone have a good
Halloween,
night.
guys.
Happy
Halloween.
Happy
Thank
Halloween.
you.
Sweet
Sleep
dreams.
easy. Sweet
Thanks for braving it
dreams.
out.
See you,
Is this a
nerds.
Filipino goodbye?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm waiting. Yeah. All right, here we go now.
See you, nerds.
Hey.
Okay.
See you, nerds.
And